Hey guys, welcome back to this Making the Movement on the Move. It is the second event of the week. I am on my way to a Medicare For All rally. We're going to have a number of speakers there. I'm running a little bit late. I was walking my dog and an elderly woman asked me to help fix her deadbolt. She got a new one. So I figured, why not? Take me 5 minutes. I am a terrible handyman. So of course I didn't install her deadbolt correctly. And then when I tried to reinstall the one I took off, that also didn't get put back correctly. So I had to go back after this event. I had to run out. I had to be I am beyond late. Usually I have to show up to these things about half an hour early. We're about to enter the public library where the Medicare For All debate is being held. So come on with me, let's check this out. Packed house today, which is really exciting.
Again, my name is Peter Jacob. I'm a licensed social worker right here in the state of New Jersey, a candidate for United States Congress right here in the beautiful Fighting 7th. Richard Master is the founder and CEO of MCS Industries Inc.
It's pretty clear. It's that the healthcare sector, the business sector, is dominating national healthcare policy through its activities in Washington. $3 billion a year, 10,000 lobbyists every year. Pharmaceutical companies alone in the last 10 years have put $2.5 billion into lobbying activities. And then there's the campaign contributions. Another recent example is the opioid crisis, driven in part by major pharmaceutical companies and large distributors who are making huge amounts of money.
Thank you all. Be the change.
Hey everyone, just giving some final thoughts for today's wrap up of today's event. What is really cool about today that I recognize, probably for the first time, people are starting to recognize me and I'm starting to recognize them, which is great. We are building a network of people who are aware of the OurSociety Experiment. We are starting to build a presence where people are aware of our society. They're excited for the launch. We're making connections with other people who are also interested in campaign finance reform. So overall, I mean, again, just a positive experience. I swear, if I could do nothing but do these events all day, every day, I totally would. This is easily the most fun part about the job. And listening to the speakers was just really fascinating. One of the big things that I thought was really interesting that these guys had known that I kind of felt, but I wasn't really aware of, but no, they had the data to prove it, is that single-payer healthcare is the most economically feasible thing to do. Which I thought was awesome to kind of put that there, lay that data down, say, oh wow, all the arguments against it, who's going to pay for it? It doesn't. That's irrelevant. You save so much more when you look at the numbers, which I thought was fascinating. I'm a big, obviously, numbers guy. That's math is the universal truth, right? So that is something that I thought was super fascinating and really enlightening about the event. And I'm psyched. I'm psyched to do more events. I'm psyched to go home, send out some follow-up emails, and just continue the grind. It was fascinating to me that the speakers all kind of recognized how important campaign finance reform was, getting money out of politics was of this process. The one thing that they did not address, but they really couldn't have, is how do you do it, right? How do you get people to vote against campaign finance reform when, let's say, the vast majority of candidates are relying on these huge corporate donations to fund their campaigns? I mean, really, how do we possibly do that? And OurSociety is the solution. We go above, right? We don't try and fight the same battle. We use our knowledge of technology, and we say, you know what? We don't need $1 million to reach 1 million people. We can do this for free. Because again, our society is about creating alternatives in a system of no alternatives, and that's really what we're passionate about. So thank you so much for tuning in today's Making the Movement video. This again, Ron Rivers signing out. Have a great night, guys.